Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Got a few new books for you. I actually have some Coco Wild books coming on Sunday, but I figured I would split this one up to a couple different videos. That way we wouldn't have go from 4 to 8 flip throughs. Sorry, I was grabbing some tea. So I have 4 for you this week. 3 of them I know are new releases. I think the other one is an older book. So let's get started. This one I saw, I think it was on Coloring Queen, talking about new releases for the month. This is Little Woods by Lesley Smithergale. There we go. And I don't know if she has other books. I didn't think to check, but y'all know me. I love woodland creatures, and especially when they're doing people things. This is an Amazon printed book. A little bit about the artist. Links to her social. We've got little thumbnails. So it looks like hers, not all of them, but a few of them have like a light background and a dark background, which you know how much I enjoy that. But I don't think all of them do, but most of them, it looks like. Oh, you've even got a light and dark version of the nameplate page. So that's pretty cool. Here are these little mice having some sort of late night meeting, it looks like. I don't know if they're wearing the acorn things as hats. I don't know, that's super cute. Cute little raccoons. Very cute pictures. I like the fact that they're in these little cutout sections. A lot of times they get overwhelmed. Here lately I feel like I'm embracing more of the smaller framed pictures, like in little circles and squares like this. And for some of them, not necessarily here. I don't, this has a full image with a background, but for the ones that just have the images themselves, I don't feel as compelled to have a background or just do an outline. That's the one from the front page. Love the little band. Like how he's holding the mic for him. Sleepy mice. I love the little kissy foxes. Foxes. Is there a plural there? not sure why there's like an inconsistency in the dark and light. Like, I love that picture. Like, some of them don't have the dark version. I don't know, maybe it was like probably artist discretion. So some of these are just regular animals doing animal things, and then some of these are animals doing people things. The three mousicians. I like that. Love puns. The line art is a little thinner than I usually go for in these types of books, but I'm pretty cool with it. It does seem to be almost like a grayish line art in some areas instead of black, but I think once you color it, like, that's not a huge deal. Very cute. So cool. All right. Then I saw this one, I think at Jamie's Coloring Love. She is making this, I think, like a monthly color out of book. Like a project book. And it was so cute. I'd never seen it before. It's by Fern Brown. It's part of a series called the Cute and Crazy Critters Village. This is the fox family. I looked at some of the others. I think I added the mouse one to my wish list, but I think the fox one so far is my favorite. This has a neat little matte cover to it. I don't do project books very often, so I'd like to get more into that, which is one of the reasons I picked this up. All the little thumbnails are here. It does have a test page, which is pretty cool. That is so cool. Love that. What is the copyright on this? This is 2021. Okay. You can figure out how to get out that door, right, Reap Cheap? He's like, doubt. Now I'm just going to paw at it and look pitiful. Oh. All my smart ones. I haven't been left with a lot of the brain cell gifted cats. So I'm excited to do that, even if this is just a straight marker color. Like, I don't know how I want to approach this book yet. It'll either be markers or a mix of marker and pencil. It really depends, because I want them all to be marker and pencil, but time is just not on my side right now. And so I really like the cover one where they're sightseeing. Oh my gosh, Reef Cheap. Okay, well, you know what? You are just going to have to wait a second. Please let me get through this book, and then I'll pause it. Again, not super thick line art, but not super thin either, kind of in the middle here. I think it'll still work out for markers, as long as I'm careful with them. If you've been watching my marker series, I talk a lot about how with Amazon markers like to bleed into the paper because it likes to really suck in the ink and spread it. So like if you have thinner line art, sometimes you have to kind of dab at the page closer to the line if you have really juicy markers, because otherwise it'll probably, I say bleed, but feather is probably the term. It'll feather a little bit. And I'm pretty messy when I color, so it tends to happen some, but usually by the time I get done with the pictures, I don't really notice it, but it might bother others, so that's why I mention that. Oh my gosh, that's such a cute Halloween picture. Something tells me that will be the picture next month. Looks like she has a coloring group. So it's a mother and daughter team, Annie and Fern Brown. Oh, so there are some books actually by Annie Brown as well, which I would be curious to look into as well. You know, I could have looked at the bunnies too. The Wizard's Keep was a pretty interesting book as well. But I need to look at Annie Brown and look at some of her stuff as well. You're like, no, you don't, Michelle. And no, I don't. I need to stop buying so many books. Did he figure it out? I think he figured it out. All right. Now, one I posted in, I am slowly starting to try to learn to use shorts in YouTube, on YouTube, and stories, in Instagram, and so you might see me posting there on occasion, just playing around with some different things. I had this come in the mail this week. I've been so excited for this. I know there's another Golden Girls book out there, but I really just don't like the art in it. It's something about it I haven't liked. And so when I saw this, that I could pre-order this, I immediately was like, yes, let's do this. I do like the Thunder Bay Press color by numbers usually. So, and I am not disappointed at all. I'm so excited for this book. I've said, if you've been around for a while, you know I am the biggest Golden Girls fan. I think the Golden Girls and the Simpsons, I've probably watched like every year, once a year, from the time I started watching them as kids. I love the show. I love all the actresses. I love the comedy. I love everything about it. I feel like this show helped kind of shape me into who I am in a way. Like, you know, anything we watch or see as kids. And so was so excited for this. So these aren't like mystery pages. So I'm going to show you the key with everything all colored in, and then we'll go through the actual pages. So there are a lot of pictures in here. I think it's like 100 images. Let me zoom in. So one of the things that I struggled to with the other Golden Girls book is being able to like have color accuracy, especially, you know, this being 80s, early 90s. I didn't know how the colors were going to translate, but like I feel like Thunder Bay Press did a really good job with the colors from the different scenes. They may not be like 100% accurate, but they are pretty darn close in my opinion. Though I don't see, I see some super bright, wacky 80s, 90s colors, but I don't see too many. Whoops. Don't want that falling behind the desk. I'm like I said, pretty darn happy with the colors in here. So let's get back here. Of course, we've got at least one picture from one of my favorites, which is when they do the what's the actual name of the book, where they act out the kids' book and Dorothy is Turkey Lurkey. I can't think of the actual name of it. Henny Penny, I think. And see, they've got another one down here too. I like that they have individual pictures of each of the girls and then some of the different scenes. Here is the palette. I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Yep, there are like 100 pages in here. And they're single-sided. Anyway, so happy this will be sitting. I think this is going to win a coveted place in the living room for me to just pick up and work in. Probably pull up the episodes. That is the one thing. If I had anything that would have made this book just mwah, like just absolute beyond the pale, just perfect, would have been putting on the back or somewhere which episode this is from. Like, that would have been so helpful. I would have loved that. You think I have them all memorized by now, but I don't, weirdly enough. Anyway, so the color palette is interesting. I don't think it's too different from like a conventional color palette. Like, I feel like a lot of these colors are doable. But like you got a yellow, light yellow, and a cream color. I don't know if that's what I would call cream. This right here is going to be an interesting strip. So you've got like a blonde, a sand, a light brown, a copper, and a red brown, and a medium beige, and a beige. So these colors you might have to dig around a little bit, like in a bigger marker set. If you're using markers, pencils, what have you. These you might have to dig a little bit for. But I think the others are pretty doable. It's just that strip is going to be interesting and a little bit outside like your typical color by numbers, but given the color scheme of a lot of these pictures, it makes sense. Oh, okay. Now that I have gushed and gushed, let us quickly I have never felt like, I've never been one to want to collect stuff from like favorite television shows or movies or things like that. But let me tell you, the one thing on my bucket list I would love is to find a piece from their set, like either the kitchen or the living room. I mean, it could be Blanche's bedroom. It doesn't matter. Like, just a piece from the set would be so awesome to own. I also want to put it out there, if you're a Golden Girls fan, Joshua Dunbar, our coloring book artist Joshua Dunbar, um, also does Golden Girls art. And I bought a couple pieces from him that are just gorgeous. He does watercolors. Oh, they're so pretty, y'all. I want them all. And I just want to put that out there as well, if you are a fan like I am. And it's funny over the years, like, how I've really felt like, I guess, closer to some of them. Like, when I was younger, it was more, well, I don't know about Rose, but like when I was younger, it was more Dorothy. For a number of years, I was like, she was my favorite. And then Sophia for a while. Now I'm kind of leaning more towards Blanche. Like, I feel like she got a lot of really good comedy bits on the show that I mean, they all get recognized, and there's clips out there all the time. But like, sometimes I feel like Blanche's comedy was really, even though she was the most flamboyant, like her comedy bits were really understated. Oh, love that. where they're doing the Miami songwriting contest. And I just loved, like, they would walk around in heels. And I mean, granted, they may not be super high heels, but it just amazed me, like, the fashion in the show. Oh, that's what that was. I kept trying to figure out what that picture was, but that was where she was trying the different weight loss methods for her work on the news or something. I think that's what it was. And I love that scene where they pair, one of my favorite scenes where they do the dance off and both their partners tap out due to like injury or something, and Blanche is still going. They're all very competitive, so like these two team up. It's the coolest thing. Where they're on the game show. I just went through these very recently. And funny enough, when I watch them, I usually don't watch like the last two episodes because they make me sad. Because I know it's the end. Oh my gosh, that's where Sophia gets all real gussied up and Blanche gets her pads her out and everything for the date. But it's just funny, different times of my life, I like feel like I connect with each of them at different times every time I watch the show. I mean, to this day, every time I watch the show, it almost feels like, I catch something new or I learn something new. If I color these on here, I'm going to try to find the episodes. Like, I will talk about the episode while I'm coloring it. If I color any on here, y'all are definitely going to hear me talk about the Golden Girls, and we're going to be doing Golden Girls trivia. And because, I mean, it's not all fun and games. I know that B. Arthur really struggled towards the end of the series where she just wasn't happy anymore with being on the show and like, sorry, there's mowers now. And that's one of the reasons why it feels like it kind of ends abruptly. I do know that the other three tried to go on to do Golden Palace, but it was just kind of missing the connection, I guess, that, with all four girls. It just created such, I guess, a unique show. It was hard to replicate that. And like, during it, they do pick on B. Arthur's character. They do pick on Dorothy a lot. Like, I think that was part of the reason that she kind of felt like the punching bag of the show. I mean, Rose got picked on a lot too for her say no love stories. See, there are a ton of pictures in this book. That was where I think Blanche's father passed away. That's where Dorothy did stand up. And these gowns, like my mother had some gowns like this, but she didn't have like the robes that went with them. She had the satin ones, not the silk ones. And let me tell you, I am feeling like I'm in the era of silk gowns and robes right now. But man, those things are like not cheap. At least not the last time I looked. I don't know. I kind of like really am all about Blanche's gowns and robes. I'm entering my older lady era. Heck, I love those satin gowns when I was a kid. I used to dress up in them all the time like they were like they were fancy dresses. Probably drove my mother nuts. I think that was one of like Sophia's friends. I love the ones where they're at the table. It's just so iconic. This was where they were doing the variety show or the fundraiser and they were looking at acts. Like, I don't think Dorothy and B. Arthur and Betty White got along real well, which seems surprising when you think about it, but, you know, who knows, right? I like that cover. Their song was very catchy. No, no, that's supposed to be Sophia. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Sophia's face. Like, the other ones, I feel like they got pretty good. Sophia's face and some of these look really good. Some of the others, I mean, it's hard. Like, faces are hard. I feel like this one hits the mark more than the other Golden Girls book that's out there, though. Anyway, so happy. I actually think I want to do a picture in this one this weekend. Like I said, that's going to be definitely a comfort book for me. Probably be the first Thunder Bay Press book that I finish, the 100 images for sure. And last but not least, you saw last night that I finished out the Halloween ceramic tiles, and just in time, Prachi, Dewan, Sachdeva come out with autumn season ceramic tiles. I do at least want to do one from the summer season. No, y'all saw me show the video on Friday. My bad. I'm recording this on Saturday. Excuse me. I do want to do at least one from her summer season since that's a new book. But the autumn season's going to be the main one I color in probably the rest of the year. So just in time, I got this one. These are so fun. If you didn't see my video Friday night, I went through her Halloween ceramic tiles that I finished up. These are so nice if you've got like 30, 45 minutes to just do a quick kind of relaxing color. I use a lot of my budget markers on these. I love all the different colors and the patterns on these. Love this one with the squirrel. I really like her Easter one as well, but like I've got her farm one. I feel like I have another one. See, this is the thing. I have really tried to stop buying so many new color by number books because I've got to burn through some of the ones I got. Particularly Prachi, Dewan, Sachdeva, and Sasha and Sachdeva. He just came out with a countryside scenes one, and I was so close. And I was like, no, no. I'm working on the Halloween one. When I get done with that one, I can buy another one. That's like what happened here. I got done with, love this one, got done with the Halloween one so I could get another one. And yeah, no, we don't count the summer season one. Yeah. Hush, hush, hush. Turkey. You don't see a lot of Halloween in this, but she does have the specific Halloween book, so that's probably why. And there's others of hers, like I want to get the flowers one eventually. Again, not big on Christmas. I probably will get it eventually just because I don't mind Christmas color by number as much because I think one of the reasons I struggle with Christmas is colors. I'm either stuck with red and green or blue and silver or like red and gold, and it's hard for my brain to break out of that for some reason. I don't know. I don't get it. But I mean, I'll pick that one up eventually as I work through the others. All right, so there we go. Like I said, I have 4 Coco Wyo books I ordered. Y'all gotta see me coloring some Coco Wyo too. That's another one. I've bought books and I love all the books, but I'm not coloring in any of them, and I don't know why. I think it's just they're on the shelf and I don't think about them. I've got some more of those coming. I've got some other new releases that are coming probably middle of the week. So I might wait till like Thursday or something to do my next flip through, just to go ahead and try to pick up as many of them as I can. And yeah, so that is where we're at. You may not see videos from me Monday or Wednesday. I know I still have some marker stuff I want to do. I think we're going to start shifting more towards demos, because I feel like those work better than the haphazard mess I tried last Monday. And I got a couple requests. Like, I did color blending last Wednesday, but I may do it in a, I may do one more of the coloring tips and tricks main series where I cover high level a few of the things I do with marker, and then pick up a couple notes that people have commented on throughout the series that I want to bring attention to. And then I'm gonna probably give y'all some, I'm hoping, marker colorists that you could go to for more, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't learned everything there is to learn about markers. I generally have figured out my comfort zone with it. I do want to get back into blending like I used to more, and actually doing shading instead of the quick and dirty shading that outlining that I do right now. Like, there's some things I want to do a little bit more, but it's just I haven't had the time to like fully develop my skill set there. So in my opinion, if I can't cover it, I'll try to find somebody who can. And so I want to give you guys some recommendations, and then we're going to just do some demos, I think, for the rest of the month. And those will probably be either on Mondays or Wednesdays. Like I said, we might have to skip this week because this week's just been a tough week, and I don't know if I'll get anything this weekend, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed these flip throughs. Hope you're having a good weekend, and you will hear from me soon. I probably won't be able to stay away. So, thanks guys, and bye for now.